Streets so quiet, you can hear your own shoes think. Rain on the asphalt, counting down with you. Storefront glass, full of faces from yesterday. Neon menus flicker out like they've had enough to. Your shadow walk a half step ahead, like it knows where you're trying not to go. You pass that bar you used to swear you'd never close. Same old crooked sign hanging by one rusty screw. Laughter leaks out from a crack in the door. Ghosts you don't dare call by name. It's just you in the after midnight walk. Hands in your pockets like you're hiding the truth. Every window a movie you'll never be in. Every corner asks who you think you're fooling. This city remembers what you pretend you forgot. Every step echoes back what you won't say out loud on this after midnight walk. It's only you and the sound of your own crowd. You light a smoke just to watch it burn alone. Tiny red planet orbiting your shaking hand. You taste old argument on the back of your tongue. Words you swallowed so they choke you in private. A cab slows down like it knows your destination. You shake your head as if you've got someplace else. Truth is you're walking, 'cause there's nothing to arrive at. Just one long stretch between then and now. There's that bench where you promised you'd change, where you swore next time you'd get it right. You didn't. The paint's peeled off, but the outline's the same. Two figures laughing in a language you lost. It's just you in the after midnight walk. Talk to yourself, 'cause at least you won't lie. Every street lamp cross-examines your face. Every puddle holds the version you deny. The city remembers what you pretend you forgot. Names in the pavement pressed under your feet on this after midnight walk. You finally hear what you came here to repeat. You reach your door and let the keys miss twice. By yourself, one more second outside. Then you step in Leave your coat on the chair, and the night keeps walking without you. Dim bulb, dust in the beam, lipstick ghosts on low glasses. Somebody laughs too loud, then remembers the time. And falls back into their phone. I used to live in the emergency room of every day, heart racing ahead of my body like it was late for its own funeral. Plans blown out like matches, names burned down to initials. I called it passion, called it love, called it fate. It was just a fire with a good story. Then one morning the world forgot to scream. Traffic still moved, but it sounded polite. My phone didn't ring like an alarm this time, just a plastic stone on the table. And this is the strange calm, the air after the sirens move on. Chair still crooked, picture still tilted, but the glass is quiet in the frame. This is the strange calm, no chorus of disasters calling my name. Just the hum of the fridge, the slow blink of the modem, a space where nothing begs to be saved. I sit here in this soft red room, wine like a dark little moon in my hand. Guitar in the corner smearing slow color across the silence. The bartender polishes the same spot on the same glass for 10 straight minutes, like he's buffering. I keep waiting for an old argument to kick in the door, for an apology to explode in my pocket, for some fresh collapse to remember I exist. But the worst thing that happens is an ice cube cracks, and a song I used to hate doesn't bother me anymore. Ooh, this is a strange calm, and the echo after years of falling downstairs. Wall still scuffed, key still bent, but my hands don't shake, reaching for the lock. This is a strange calm, no one on their knees in the parking lot. Just a stranger stirring sugar like that's the bravest thing they'll do today. Piece is ugly at first, you notice the stains, the unpaid cups, the way your face sags when it isn't busy being brave. You notice how tired the truth sounds when it doesn't need an audience. But then, somewhere between sips, you hear your own breathing, not sprinting, just there like a cat on a warm radiator, unimpressed, unafraid, not asking for anything. So here's to the strange calm, to the days that don't audition for memory, to the quiet that doesn't apologize for taking up space. Here's to the strange calm, to the life that walks in on its own 2 feet, sits across from you under dim lights and says, stay if you want. I I'll still be here when the glass is empty. I push that door with my shoulder like it owed me money and one last favor. Neon buzz behind me, but the room felt smaller than my thirst. Jukebox mumbling old ghosts, same song, same curse. I stepped into the alley with a cold cut clean and thin, lit a crooked cigarette just to watch it burn like him. Cold empty city, breath hanging like a question. No cabs, no traffic, just my heart on inspection. Cold empty city, street sign looking back at me. Every window, another dark TV. There's a cracked red exit light, bleeding over trash and brick. My boots scrape broken glass, every crunch another tick. She said, you drink like your father. Then she drained her glass and left her perfumes in my collar like a fingerprint of theft. Cold air, empty city, breath hanging like a question. No cabs, no traffic, just my heart on inspection. Cold air, empty city, street signs looking back at me. Every window, another dark TV. I hear a door slam 3 blocks down. Could be trouble, could be grace. I almost called a number, thumb froze above a name. This sidewalk knows my stories more than any friend I kept. It leans into my footsteps like it's heard the way I wept. Cold air, empty city, breath hanging like a prayer now. My shadow walking like it wants a different scare now. Cold air, empty city, whole town holding its breath with me. If I go back in, who the hell do I be? left your coat, but took your name. Still find your hair in the picture frames. Same old dent on the side of the bed. Your coffee ring is a halo of dread. Some things go, some things stay. Dust on the shelf won't blow away. I paint these walls, change what I can, but the past moves in like it pays the rent. Some memories never really leave, they just learn to breathe in the dark with me. Slow late mail with your handwriting. I know the words before I start reading. Laugh in the hallway that isn't there. I turn too fast, talk too empty air. Some things go, some things stay. Boxes and closets know my name. I move the chairs, I move my plans, but the past sits down, takes my hand. Some memories never really leave, they just lean and lean till they curve my speed. I don't call it haunted, just a quiet kind of truth. The house remembers everything I ever was with you. Some things go, some things stay. Keys on the hook, same place, same way. I turn out the lights, sink in conceit. Some memories never really leave, they just lie awake in this room with me. One cube left, clinging to the side. Half empty glass, or a life half tied. Lip print fading on the rim from before. Your laugh still hangs like smoke by the door. When did silence get so easy? When did talking feel so hard? When did every little answer start to sound like pulling scars? I just sit here with this amber, watching time slide past, wondering when the quiet began to pour so fast. Bartenders wiping the same clean glass. Television flickers, but the sound won't pass. My tongue feels heavy, full of roads now walked. You used to read my pauses, now you just count my faults. When did silence get so easy? When did talking feel so hard? When did every simple question feel like standing in the yard? In the dark behind our window, hands deep in the grass, wondering when the quiet started speaking for us. Maybe words wore through their welcome. Maybe truth ran out of names. Maybe we both learned to whisper so we wouldn't feed the flames. When did silence get so easy? When did talking feel like glass? Every word a tiny fraction, every joke a brittle mass. So I drink what's left of courage, let the last light pass. Staring down this tired reflection in a half-empty glass. Glass sweating in my hand, eyes melted down to ghosts. Bartender wipes the same scratch on the counter, like he's erasing my name from the day I stir what's left, watch it circle, circle stall. That's it for me. I tell the room, not him. Last drink before disappearing. One more line to the mirror on the wall. I raise that rim to the man I was. Let it burn, let it fall. Last drink before disappearing. Slip right out of my own skin. Leave the stool still warm behind me. Walk away, don't walk back in. Jukebox coughs and quits talking. Silence leans on every chair. My coat finds my shoulders like it's done this. Too many closing times to count. Neon buzzes in the window, cheap red halo on the floor. Door sighs when I push it open, like it finally gets what I'm for. Last drink before disappearing. One more lie to the mirror on the wall. I raise that rim to the man I was. Let it burn, let it fall. Last drink before disappearing. Slip right out of my own skin. Leave the stool still warm behind me. Walk away. Don't walk back in. Streets so quiet I can hear my shoes. Tap out all my bad ideas. Every window's just a faded movie. I already know how it ends, yeah. I pass my shadow in the glass. He looks older than I feel. He mouths, go on, go on, go on, like a curse, like a deal. Last drink before disappearing. One more lie to the mirror on the wall. I raise that rim to the man I was. Let it burn, let it fall. Last drink before disappearing. Slip right out of my own skin. Leave the stool still warm behind me. Walk away. Don't walk back in. I turn the corner. Neon hum fades to gray. Name on my license in my pocket. Feels like somebody else's today. Distant car passes, you hear that? That little ticking on the window. Closest thing this town has. To a heartbeat tonight. Street lamp bleeding through the blinds. Room smells like cold coffee and regret. Your suitcase marked is still bruised the carpet. Dust settling in the shade you left. He said, call me when you're honest. Not louder, just clearer. Like you were reading my sentence, line by line. There's promise in the rain. I swore I'd come clean. Said I'd meet you in the morning where the river hits the green. I stayed with my silence, like a drink I couldn't drain. Now it's only me and this window, and that last promise in the rain. Your notes still taped to the mirror, corners curled like tired eyes. Tell me the truth just once, 4 words that never got replies. I chose the easy story, the one where I was fired, where nothing ever cut too deep, where I never crossed the line, but I did. And you knew, and I knew you knew, so I let the phone keep ringing on the table. Last promise in a ring, I swore I'd come clean. Said I'd meet you in the morning, where the river hits the creek. But I stayed with my shadows, with a heart I couldn't name. Now it's only me and this window, and that last promise in the rain. Truth, you don't lose it when it's spoken, you lose it when you keep it. I still see you by that river, hands in your coat, looking down the road, waiting on a man who never learned how to arrive. Last promise in the rain, carved quiet in your face. You turned back toward the water, let the ripples take my place. Now I sit here in the midnight, speaking words I said too late. Just a voice in a window, chasing promises in the rain. He's at the far end, past the neon beer sign, where the bartender pretends not to listen. Coat on the stool beside him, Wallet feels light, hands feel clean. Left a ring in a kitchen drawer, left the key in a metal tray by the door. Good sister. He says, funny thing about losing, you end up loose too. Like these old boots, like this shirt I don't bother to tuck in. I got a half-worn tray and both hands free. Nothing on my phone that's got claws in me. Breathing comes easy when you're done keeping score. There's a freedom in walking away first and not asking for more. He stares at the smudged TV, doesn't care who's winning what says. I used to keep every promise till they stacked up like unpaid tabs. Turns out you can set them down, all that duty, all that proud. World doesn't fall, it just gets quiet enough to hear yourself. And both hands free. Nothing on my phone that's got claws in me. Breathing comes easy when you're done keeping score. There's a freedom in walking away first and not asking for more. Murmuring reply, let them think I'm broken, let them think I'm cold. They don't know the weight of everything I sold. I traded being needed for feeling real, traded being certain for time to heal. Yeah, and both hands free. Nothing on my phone that's got claws in me. Breathing comes easy when you're done keeping score. There's a freedom in walking away first and not asking for more. Pushes back the glass, leaves a crumpled bill, nothing else, says to nobody. Sometimes letting go is the only thing you really get to keep. So keep holding on, yeah. One note and nothing there. Cup ring on the table where my father's cover once sat. I wear his old watch loosely, hands too small for that. Mirror in the hallway knows my shade of past. Faces almost familiar, edges changing, slow and fast. Time moves quiet like a shadow on the wall, taking inches, taking inside, never asking you at all. Every man is borrowed from a boy he used to know. Time reshapes one small silence after every blow. Jeans frayed at the pocket, same brand I wore at 10. Knees don't like the weather, but I still pretend. Names I used to answer fade like chalk after the rain. I'm the sum of all those strangers who once carried my name. Time moves quiet like a shadow on the wall, taking inches, taking inside, never asking you at all. Every man is borrowed from a boy he used to know. Time reshapes one small silence after every blow. Thunderclap, just a calendar page, then another one stacked. You wake up in a body you don't fully understand. Same laugh, same eyes, different man. Time moves quiet like a shadow on the wall, taking inches, taking inside, never asking you at all. Every man is borrowed from a boy he used to know. Time reshapes, soft and patient, till it's time to go. Soft key, holding on the edge. One note, then no one there. Dark room, old chair, ice in a glass that stopped moving hours ago. It's past the part of night people brag about staying up for. Even the fridge gave up humming, left me alone with the walls. Street outside took a vow of silence, just me and this ticking in my chest. Funny thing, how the loudest days never answer what the quiet asks. Midnight says the most when it finally runs out of words. And the traffic fades to memory, and every clock forgets its word. Midnight says the most in the spaces between my thoughts. All the truths I try to dodge, pull up a chair and talk. I count the choices stacked like plates in the sink. Promises I swore I'd keep till they slipped down the drain. Name a regret, there's a face on it. A door I close and wish for back. Out there I pretend I'm made of answers. In here I'm just a man learning how to ask. Midnight says the most when my stories fall apart. When the mirror in the window shows a stranger in the dark. Midnight says the most in the tremble of my hands. All the lies I told myself, forget their careful plans. Maybe truth is not a sermon, just a whisper I ignored. All day long it cleared his throat. I only heard it when the noise got bored. Midnight says the most when there's nothing left to hide. When my armor's in a heap on a chair by the bedside. Midnight says the most like an old unblinking friend saying, you are still unfinished, but you're honest in the end. Glass still full, phone face down, dark pressing close, like an arm around my doubts. I breathe in and let it out. Midnight keeps my secrets by saying them out loud. Distant glasses clinking, chair legs scraping softly. He wipes the ring of a glass. Sam circle he's chased for years, says, you know, this place looks bigger when it's empty. Chairs go upside down on tables, one by one, like he's folding up every bad decision for the night. He doesn't look at me, just toss to the bottles. They don't judge, he says, they just run out. These are the nights that don't close, they just dim. They live in the cracks between last call and first light. I poured myself out all nights that changed me, But I walked out the door, and my shadow stayed here. He points at the scar on the bar top, hairline crack. 15 years ago, a ring hit there harder than a fist. Says guy walked in married, laughed like it meant something, walked out lighter, left a gold band right where you're sitting. I slide my finger along the groove, feel the dip. He says some people loot whole futures in a Tuesday. These are the nights that don't close, they just dim. They live in the cracks between last call and first line. I poured myself out on nights that changed me, but I walked out the door, my shadow stayed here. He leans on the sink, that's the water running cold. Used to drink with them, he whispers, till a cop drove me home in my own car. Says you ever watch your life from the backseat, see your own house, and feel like a trespasser? I don't answer. He doesn't need me to. He's just pushing words around like ice in an empty glass. He kills the neon over the mirror, room turns honest. No callers, just shapes and tired faces in the glass. I've seen first kisses turn into cold days, seen dads come back and kids pretend they don't care. He shrugs, stacks the last chair. Me, I just quit leaving. He says, stay behind the bar and let the nights change them instead. These are the nights that don't close, they just dim. They live in the cracks between last call and first line. I poured myself out on nights that changed me, but I walk out the door and my shadow stays. The lock, keys soft in his palm. Go on home, he murmurs. Leave what you don't need on the stool. Distant car passing. You hear that? Been coming down like this for a long time. Only difference is finally opened the window. Used to curse this rain, said it sounded like my father's boots walking out the front door. One more time. Kept all my photographs face down in a cigar box, like the picture might crawl out and drag me backwards. I drank whole winter, trying to blur one woman's name. Wore grooves in this old porch step, pacing circles in my head. Told myself I was fine, just a man, just proud, just tired. But every drop that hit that gut, I knew was lying. Rain on the back porch, same roof, same boards, new man. I ain't running from the weather tonight, I just let it land. Let it show my stories, let it streak this window glass. I made peace with the boy I was, I made peace with the past. Called my brother last week, first real words in 7 years. He laughed like we were 15. I almost dropped the phone. Took that old ring out the kitchen drawer, pressed my thumb in a warm groove. Felt my own fault there. I whispered, I'm sorry, to an empty, crooked chair, to the woman who ain't here, to the silence that stayed, and something loosened right under this secondhand shirt, like a knot that finally slips when you quit pulling. Rain on the back porch, same roof, same boards, new man. I ain't hiding from the thunder tonight, I just let it land. Let it wash my anger down that rusted, rattling drain. I made peace with the worst of me and the part that holds the blame. I thought forgiving was a favor I was owed. Turns out it's a jacket you gotta learn to wear alone. So I hung up my grudges by the back door on a nail, stepped out in this slow down pour, and just let myself get pale, get soaked. Rain on the back porch, same roof, same boards, new man. I ain't bargaining with yesterday, yeah. I just let it land. Let it blur the edges of every face I pushed away. I made peace with my own reflection, now it's just me and the rain. So pour if you're gonna pour, you got nothing left to prove. I'm not the man who feared you, I'm the one who finally moved.